Thanks for joining us here for this tarot message for May 2025. We really appreciate you watching these videos and sharing them with friends and family if they resonate for you. So let's see what May 2025 has in store for us. Today, I'm going to pull cards from the Light Seer Tarot deck, from the Moonology deck, and from the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. And I will say that just as I'm shuffling and as I'm kind of laying out the cards, moving the box, the message that I'm starting to get, and there's always something fun for me about the way that the cards feel and the way that laying out the read feels. One of the things that I'm really feeling is that there may be something in the month of May where we recognize that we've put ourselves in a box. And that box may be not serving us any longer. Sometimes these boxes are societal norms. Sometimes they are labels that we have internalized so deeply that they become part of our identity. And we may need to get them out of the way in early May in order for us to really bloom in the month of May. And so just really wanted to invite you to ask yourself, is there a box that you're ready to get out of? Is there a label that you no longer want to identify with? Is there some self-limiting belief that used to serve you that no longer serves you? And if so, what are you going to do about it? I really love the month of May. There's something about that spring energy, that rebirth energy that I really love and have always really loved. It's like when life starts coming back to us. And I think it's a really, really beautiful time for us to start looking at who's the next version of us. Who do we want to be in this next chapter of the human experience? It's interesting to me that so frequently our mind is the cage that keeps us small, that holds us back. And when we can really start to understand that the stories that we create in our mind, the truths that we tell ourselves, are so frequently based from a place of trauma. And so what we think we're capable of, those self-limiting beliefs, what we think can happen for us in this human experience, is based in a place of contraction or trauma. And when we can learn how to let that go, magic happens in our reality. Because this is the thing, is that you are the creator of your own reality. And so if you're creating a small cage in your mind to keep yourself in, that's the experience you're going to have. And if you're ready to let that go, that's the experience you're going to have. So in the month of May, especially in early May, I just want to invite you to really ask yourself, what are the labels that I've put on myself? We don't have to start down the path of how do I remove the labels. Sometimes that's the spot where we get stuck. Maybe just carve out some moments of silence. Take a journal out in nature. Go for a walk. Sit on a rock. Sit by a stream. And really ask yourself, what are the labels that I've put on myself? Later, you can deal with, do you want those labels? How are they serving you? How have they served you? And how are they holding you back? So let's see what the month of May has for us. Woo! It's going to be an intense month. So there's a lot of magic going on here in the month of May. First of all, the cards are all in the upright position, which means that there may be a deep level of alignment for us in the month of May. We have the High Priestess and the Star. And for me, when these cards come together, it's really about sinking into our life path. It's about sinking into the things that we were meant to do here in the human experience, and remembering, really remembering who we are on a soul level, and really asking ourselves, am I in alignment? And if not, what do I need to do internally and externally to get myself there? We have the Wheel of Fortune in the upright position. So things are going to go in our favor in the month of May. This is going to be a month of expansion, of growth, of magic, of remembering who we are. And it feels like the month of May might be very magical for us. So we have the Six of Wands and the Five of Cups. And to me, when I look at these together, there may be some lower frequency emotion or energy that's stuck in our nervous system, in our body, that's holding us back. It could be sadness, it could be fear. And in order for us to really see ourselves and be seen for who we are. Again, we've had the High Priestess and the Star card. So when we are kind of putting these together, we're going to have to look at these lower vibration emotions, sensations that are happening inside of our body, stories that have been stored in our nervous system for years, decades, possibly lifetimes. And we have the opportunity to heal it. We all have the opportunity to heal. And when we do that healing, when we're willing to be with the sadness or the fear, what's going to happen for us is that we're going to see ourselves. We're going to be willing to be seen by others. And I'm not saying that this is going to be a huge public thing, but it could be. But when you see the empowerment inside of you, when you see the magic inside of you, when you see the authenticity and the uniqueness to who you are, and you honor that, it allows other people to honor it and to really see you for the unique human that you are. So there's a message about meditate and contemplate. And to me, I'm really getting this nudge about going into nature. And I think that there's a big difference between taking a walk in nature while you're listening to a podcast or chatting with a friend. That's beneficial. But what I'm talking about is creating sacred pauses, moments of silence, where you put yourself in nature. And nature is a really beautiful way for us to increase the endorphins that are pulsing through our body. And really open yourself up to these sacred pauses in the month of May. The opportunity for you to connect with the divine, with the universe, with God, with angels, however it is that you say that. For me, they're the same thing. But creating those sacred pauses in the month of May, again, it's very magical. There's a lot of remembering that is going to happen here in the month of May. And so really just inviting you to carve out the time to honor that which is coming through. And sometimes it doesn't make sense on paper. Sometimes the messages that we get when we are connecting with God, when we are connecting with the universe, when we are connecting with Source, don't make sense. It's like, God, I can't do that. I can't quit the job. I can't start a business. I can't launch that program. I can't take my kids out of school. I can't move across the country. I can't move across the world. Oftentimes it doesn't make sense on paper. But this is the thing about the human experience. It's not always meant to make sense on paper. And so it's about accessing trust and accessing surrender and realizing if you want to be held by the universe or by God or by source energy, you have to let go. Have you ever tried to hold someone who's desperately trying to hold themselves? Can't hold them. And so, how do you access surrender and trust and faith and possibility inside of yourself? And our shadow card is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And the way that I'm feeling about this card is that there is a reminder that there is a divine feminine path towards abundance, towards financial abundance. And our culture is so caught in the divine masculine about doing rather than being and aligning. And the message for me, the shadow message, is to remember the divine feminine in you, in all of us, that there is a way of aligning with abundance. There is a way of allowing abundance to unfold in your life, not on your timeline, not in the way that you think it's going to happen, but in the way the universe or God or source wants it to happen. And again, when we can access that surrender and that faith and that trust, that possibility, and we do so from a divine feminine place, that absolute magic happens in our reality. So it's just a reminder for you to really look at, where are you leaning into divine masculine energy around financial abundance? And where are you leaning into divine feminine? And maybe, just maybe, you're not giving enough time and space to your divine feminine. All right, so the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, I always read this. I never paraphrase it because I think that there's so much medicine in the way that these cards were written and the messages that are inside. So I'm going to read this to you. We got the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life. The essence. The Tree of Life is a sacred symbol throughout the Americas. Its deep roots reach into the lower world, the unconscious, while its branches reach to the heavens, the source of destiny. To be whole in your life's journey, it is important to have deep roots and high branches. A tall tree with shallow roots falls in the first wind, but a tree with deep roots can weather any storm. The invitation. To find health and balance in life, reflect on how you dance with your actions, your thoughts, and your feelings. If you are too much in your thinking head or in the world of fantasy or daydreaming, connect more deeply with your roots and your physical body. If you are caught in mechanical doing and you are feeling stuck, not able to imagine a better life for yourself, open yourself to be inspired by the heavens. Let your roots and branches be aligned with your heart's longing. The medicine. The nutrients. What nutrients do you need to add to your soil to grow strong? The seed of the oak will not grow on barren ground or without the light of sun. What dreams do you want to awaken to create a mindful destiny? Reflect on how you want to blossom, the kind of fruit you want to produce, and where you want to sow your new seeds. Be a conscious creator. I think that that card really summarizes in a beautiful way the things that we've been talking about in this video for the month of May 2025. We really appreciate you being here with us, and I hope that you have a magical, magical month of May.